First, we'll begin by preparing our structure for a clip system installation. Waterproofing and underlayment procedures will differ slightly from a traditional mortar and wire application. It is important to always consult local building codes and regulations for requirements specific to your project's location, as they can differ from state to state and even county to county. Quality Stone follows all specifications set forth by the National Concrete Masonry Association's NCMA Installation Guide for Adhered Manufactured Stone Veneer. The latest edition of this guide can be downloaded for free from the ncma.org website or by visiting the Architectural Resources page of qualitystoneveneer.com. It is here you'll also find the clip system installation guide that corresponds to this video. Download this guide for a full list of required tools and up-to-date clip system specific procedures. General requirements. A clip system installation will require an exterior plywood sheathing capable of supporting 20 pounds per square foot minimum with a design deflection of L over 360 minimum, although a design deflection of L over 600 is recommended. The wooden sheathing will allow for clips to be screwed into the wall anywhere necessary across the structure, hitting studs where possible. A typical project will have one existing layer of Tyvek or similar pre-approved water-resistive barrier completed ahead of the stone install. Quality Stone installs the secondary layer of WRB over top the existing layer. Stone is required to be gapped from all dissimilar materials by 3/8 of an inch to allow for expansion and contraction. Failure to do so can result in material cracking due to a building's thermal movement. Before beginning, verify the job site is safe and free from all hazards. PPE should be worn by all. Check to make sure the necessary transitions, penetrations, concrete flatwork, windows, doors, soffits, and protrusions are in place. Cover and protect all existing finished materials with painter's tape, paper, plastic, or similar. Check for levelness using a series of levels in the stone area. Measure to the soffit to any windows and protrusions to best set the starter strip in relation to the protrusion. In this example, we'll be planning a measurement of our historic brick capped with a sill stopped just underneath the height of the bottom of the window. Start out by setting and attaching the starter strip at the base of the stud wall. A chalk line is used as a guide for the starter strip to follow when it is being attached. The chalk line marks the starting plane you've measured and accounted for in the previous planning steps. The starter strip is a 22 gauge galvanized metal piece that acts as a weep screed flashing and starting clip attachment for the first row of stone. Proper planning and installation of the starter strip is the very most crucial step in ensuring a level system. In the field, this piece will overlap the foundation plate a minimum of 1 inch from the stud wall down onto the concrete foundation. The bottom of the starter strip is to sit 4 inches minimum above grade or 2 inches minimum above a paved surface. Reference detail QSV 32.0 in the installation guide. When stone is to continue down onto the concrete foundation, a run of self-adhered rubber flashing is to be applied, covering the framing to foundation transition before the starter strip is attached over top. Reference detail QSV 35.0 for this transition. Screw the starter strip directly into the wood structure under the Tyvek layer. Screws should be used every 8 inches. Bring the Tyvek layer back out over the 3.5 inch flange of the starter once it is attached. 45-degree angles can be cut at outside corners to join two starters together. Round corners to eliminate the sharp edge. Other required starter strip locations include horizontal floor-to-floor transitions at rim joist level and above windows, doors, and framed openings in stone areas. Detailed drawings of these transitions can be found in Quality Stone Veneer's Clip System Detailed Drawing Package or in the current version of the Clip System Installation Guide. Next, install the secondary layer of water-resistive barrier. Quality Stone specifies a 60-minute grade D paper. The WRB should be laid in a shingle-like fashion beginning at the bottom of the wall, overlapping the starter strip flange, and continuing upwards. Using a utility knife, carefully cut the WRB around protrusions, being careful not to come in contact with the existing layer underneath. At windows, WRB should be stopped 2 inches past the top of the window opening to be able to later properly integrate the remaining flashings and preceding WRB layer shown in the following steps. Keep in mind the vertical seams should be overlapped a minimum of 6 inches, horizontal seams a minimum of 2 inches, and outside corners overlapped a minimum of 16 inches past the corner in both directions. Peel and apply 6-inch self-adhered rubber flashing tape to all 4 sides of windows, to doors, MEP penetrations, vertical transitions to dissimilar materials, and around any additional openings that may be in the stone area. At windows, begin at the bottom, then the sides, followed by the top, pressing the tape into the groove. As a note, detail under windows will depend on the window type. Windows should always be flashed per the window manufacturer's recommendation and following all local code requirements. Terminating the WRB just past the window head in the previous steps has now allowed us to integrate a layer of self-adhered rubber flashing to the top of the window before the casing bead, starter strip, and preceding WRB layer are installed. From here, we'll install a vinyl casing bead with a factory-applied backer rod. This piece allows for the required gapping between products, a 3/8 inch flexible expansion joint that can be caulked later, as well as provides a precise termination point to perfectly cover any exposed cut ends of stone. This casing bead should be used at all 4 sides of windows, at doors, and penetrations within stone areas. It will also be used at vertical transitions to dissimilar materials, for example, where stone stops vertically at a trim siding board. Pieces should be cut such that one continuous joint outlines the entire opening. Quality Stone specifies various sizes of casing beads, with a 2-inch standard being most common for vertical transitions, capping the full depth of the stone. The starter strip will now attach above windows, doors, and framed openings. Set the starter immediately on top of the casing bead, being sure not to compress the opening the foam backer provides. The starter strip is to extend the length of the window plus 1 inch of overhang in each direction. The next WRB layer should then be integrated with the starter strip, again overlapping the flange. Last, galvanized expansion joints should be set vertically adjacent to changes in materials and alongside windows and doors where possible, as a continuation to the expansion the casing bead already creates at the sides of these openings. Spacing is not to exceed 15 foot on center in any direction. In the next video, we're ready to begin our clip system stone installation.